Hi guys, Keira here. It's a little late. I got caught up in non-parametric statistics. Nerd. So today Tracey and I are going to look at the question, how do I decide to live when I'm not sure that it is what I want? And from memory this came from the feedback, so it is again anonymous. And I guess for me, I chose this one because it's something really kind of personal to me. It's something I kind of have to redo every morning. Every morning I wake up and make the decision whether I want to live or not, and if it's what I want. So I guess I'll kind of talk to that. So I think for people who don't struggle with depression and anxiety and the kind of gamut of mental illnesses would go, what are you talking about, you have to, or they'll say, well, live for me. And I don't think that that's, I mean, it's one way to kind of keep someone alive, but I don't necessarily think that's kind of the way to go. I know for me, if I really wanted to, I could convince myself that, yeah, living for others isn't a life, and blah blah blah. So, I guess what I do is, I guess initially when I was really struggling with it, I actually did a pros and cons of living, and that was really useful to kind of just see where my thoughts are about it. And being a DBT graduate, I did the pros of living, the cons of living, the pros of not living, and the cons of not living. And I waited until I was in a fairly stable mood before doing that, because I think if you do it when you're really distressed, you might kind of just come up with all these take of why you don't want to live and then act on them, and that'd suck. So that kind of helped kind of set the argument for and against living. And I guess because I'm making this video, I've obviously made the decision to live. And some days I'm not sure if it is what I want, but I guess on those days I rely on my bucket list. And I'll probably put in a screenshot of mine, my current one. And what that kind of helps me do is it gives living some kind of purpose. And my bucket list doesn't have, like, I don't know, graduate and in my masters and work at the Royal Children's Hospital or something, or to marry and have 3 kids, because it's too far off, and I can, when I'm really kind of unsure, I could just go, I'm never going to achieve those, so what's the point? So mine are really kind of short to medium term things that I want. Like, I want to finish this semester, because I haven't actually had a semester where I've finished with as many subjects as I've started. I had to drop out both semesters, so that's one of mine. And some of them aren't even like life kind of goal related. One that's always on there is getting the next Family Guy DVD. And before that, another one was the Harry Potter series. I think I was really in a bad place and was struggling with this question, and I remember just thinking, I don't know how Harry Potter ends. I don't want to die not knowing how Harry Potter ends. And it seems really silly, and even my therapist says it's a little silly, but if it works, it works. So that also helps with kind of making the decision, or at least prolonging any actions for the negative, I guess. And I think it's also important to realise that most of us don't have life kind of sorted, and it gets confusing and we don't know what we want or if we want to keep going, and it's perfectly normal to have those feelings. But that being said, it's a really, really uncomfortable place to be, and I think if you make unrealistic expectations of what you think life should be or shouldn't be, it makes that decision harder, and the decision's hard enough as it is. We don't need to kind of add more weight to it. So a big thing that did actually help me make the decision was to accept that life is going to be both crap and good. I kind of expected that life would either all be crap or all be really good, and I think if you make the decision with those unrealistic expectations, then it's either going to make it harder to decide to live, or just sway you not to make that decision. And I'm sorry if this is kind of all over the place. So I guess in summary, looking at pros and cons of living over not living, having little goals to kind of live for, and having a kind of realistic expectation of what life is. And I think with those three things, along with some of the stuff that Tracey will talk about, which may be different to what I'm saying, I guess will help in making that decision. So, yeah, feel free to ask any questions, either here or my channel. And yeah, happy Sunday. Bye.